long. This is Kevin Harlan, and it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And guys, checking out Joakim Noah here. What can we expect from him?
Well, the big thing with Noah, Kevin, is that he's a hustle player. He gets on the glass. He's a tremendous offensive rebounder, and his long arms allow him to block shots defensively, get out and cover pick and roll with those quick feet. So this is a player who does a lot of things well.
And that dedication also manifests itself on the court, Steve. I mean, Joe has said himself, hey, I don't have the most talent. So he's really embraced, I'm going to work harder mentality.
Well, it was the Chicago Bulls winning their last game against the Wizards in Washington. A three-point win in that one. Always nice to come out on top in a close game.
And one way to nullify a home court advantage like they did that night, Kevin, light it up from the three-point line. Nothing is more demoralizing to a home crowd.
Steve, you're exactly right. I mean, that was the great equalizer. Their perimeter play definitely took them over the top.
Now Wall, averaging 19 points per contest. Right wing, Dunleavy for three, and a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And Wall kicks to Beal, jacks up a three. Count that one. Beal's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball.
A lot of people talked about how undersized Bradley Beal was going to be as an off guard in the NBA, but he didn't get the message. You look at how he rebounds, you would have thought he was a 6'7" guy playing the two-guard spot. He's a terrific rebounder for his size, fellas.
For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And there's Ariza. That's good on the assist by Nene.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Now, when you talk about Bradley Beal, height-wise, he's not 6'6", but he's powerfully built.
I think he's about 6'4", but he's got long arms, Kevin, and he's very skilled. And defensively, I think the potential is there for him to be a stopper.
So for the Wizards, their last game a loss to the Bulls.
And that's the kind of loss that sticks with you for a while, guys, because they were probably the better team that night, and they just couldn't put the game away.
You know, Steve, you'd almost rather get beaten by double digits than know you should have won it, but didn't.
As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. We'll take a look at the Wizards. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Heinrich dishes to Butler. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Ariza with the buckets.
This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Yeah, I don't know, Clark. I think there might be even more defense in warm-ups. I mean, this is kind of embarrassing.
Heinrich passes to Boozer, and it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Here's Ariza. Washington gets it back. And Wall kicks to Ariza. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Bulls trail by 4. Heinrich outside. He feeds it to Dunley. Noah passes it to Boozer. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, Joakim Noah, part of those back-to-back championship teams at Florida 2006 and 7. was kind of skinny in college in his first years in the league. But he's done a really good job of adding muscle to his frame. That work in the weight room and in his basement have served him well.
Fires from the wing. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Ariza kicks to Wall. Here's Booker, and the layup's good off the glass.
It's a great play under the boards for him, and you know that's the standard that he sets. It seems like all those second chance points, I mean, they're there for him game in, game out.
Hinrich dishes to Noah. Good, and Hinrich gets the assist. Heinrich's got 3 assists now in this one. And with the big minutes that Joakim Noah is asked to play, it's a good thing he's been so dedicated to staying in shape.
He's another player, Kevin, who does yoga in the offseason. He's even trained with big wave surfers in Hawaii, going underwater with weights in his hands, doing jumping and running. Pretty interesting training regimen, but of course he's a very interesting guy.
Pretty wild, huh? Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Artell Webster, he's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Miller's subbed in for John Wall.
Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
Here's Miller after the made shot from Joakim Noah. Here's Ariza. Ariza with another miss. And the whistle blows. It's going to be in Martell Webster. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
And it's tied up with that one.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
Augustine passes to Noah. Second chance shot, and it's sent back by Nene. They retain possession. Augustine from outside. Good on the shot. Augustine's got 5 now.
What a terrific job to hit the release perfect that time. I thought it might get blocked or deflected, but nice stroke.
Even with giving up a lot of size in that matchup, still able to get off a nice long-range shot there.
Going back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago, it is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for them, and Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round.
Butler kicks it to Noah.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
The first quarter all wrapped up. Off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Chicago right now, Gibson and Boozer in the middle. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's DJ Augustine. Chicago's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Rebound, Washington. Last time they met was in Washington.
Yeah, remember that game? They went right down to the wire, but it came down right to the end. But the bench points seem to be the difference in that game.
Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Wall.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Man, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
He dishes it to Beal. Outside, Wall. And again, Washington with the triple.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the three as well as they can take the three.
You know, adding an outside shot is going to be the key to whether John Wall is a good player or a great one. He's shown he has the speed, but until he can force defenders to respect that outside shot, everyone is just going to back off it.
Here's Dunleavy. Oh,
look out.
Watch out below. Wow. Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And Wall, a good free throw shooter, over 80% from the line last season. So, Clark, it's not like the form on his shot is broken at all.
No, it's got some issues, though.
Yes, it does.
And it's going to be a matter of practice, Kevin. Before reaching the NBA, he was so much more explosive than other players. He didn't need to settle for the jumper. For him, it's about balance and consistency with those mechanics on the shot.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And Augustine kicks to Heinrich. They double him with Wall. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul. If he gets another, it probably puts him on the bench for the rest of the first half.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Washington. Wall, that's good.
Well, he's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
Augustine dishes to Heinrich. And again, Chicago, no good. Wizards leading by 3. Here's Wall. Heinrich with the steal. A 3-ball. That's good. Heinrich's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Bulls.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Here's Beal. Makes it off the glass. Beal's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
And Augustine kicks to Boozer. To the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Noah. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, guys, when Noah came out of Florida, most people viewed him as just an energy guy or a role player, but I tell you what, I always saw him as a highly skilled player. He could pass it, he could put it on the floor, was smart defensively. He's shown that he can anchor a defense, and he contributes double-doubles on a nightly basis.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Nene comes in for Gortat, and Miller's subbed in for John Wall. There's Beal with the 3. Chicago grabs the miss.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Butler. Here's Heinrich. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Heinrich's got 8. You know, for Noah Clark, as you were talking about, not just an energy guy, but Stevie's a good ball handler, and he's a really good passer, for one thing. You know, atop the circle, he's got a great view of the floor, and he really can find the guy.
Yeah, well, it's so important these days to be able to make plays off the screen and rolls for a big guy to be able to catch at the foul line off that drop pass and then either score or find another shooter on the perimeter. Noah is good as anybody at that.
Boozer fires. And Kirk Hinrich picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Miller against Hinrich. Pass to Beal.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but you know, one thing that really stands out is quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over him, but you know, in an instant, lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And he's a great three-point shooter, too, especially when he lets it go from one of those corners. He doesn't miss many of those.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Hinrich off a pick from Noah. Outside Butler. 6 to shoot. And the Bulls another 3. Wizards trailed by 3. Miller outside. The rebound by Gibson. Here's Hinrich. He's got 8. Kicks it to Butler. Lets it go with a 3.
What determination. There was a lot of competition for that rebound, and he came away with it.
And a tight game here as we end the first half. It's the Bulls. They lead by 3. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Without question, Trevor Ariza displaying his skills today.
Well, the threes have been falling for him at a ridiculous rate. That first half was just amazing.
And when that's the case here in the second, I think he's just got to keep spraying and splashing them.
And on the floor for Randy Whitman as we get into the second half. Beal and Ariza fill out the perimeter. Nene is out there with Gortat, and it's Wall in at the 1. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Jimmy Butler was the last pick of the first round back in 2011 by the Bulls. And last season, I tell you what, he really solidified his place in the rotation, guys. He's still developing his outside shot, but he brings an awful lot to life to the table.
Guys, what a back and forth game this has been.
You know what? You're right. Neither side has been able to hang on to the lead for any kind of time at all.
Yeah, you're right, Clark. 7 lead changes already.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And for Jimmy Butler, what a story. Abandoned as a child, bounced around from home to home. One coach would take him in, another family would take him in. It was a very tough upbringing down in the Houston area. He overcame tremendous odds. And to be where he is today with the great attitude after a short time at Marquette, it speaks volumes of his character.
Well, it sure shows in his play, doesn't it? I mean, just the way he hustles and draws fouls, rebounds, defends. He can guard multiple positions out there. I just love his overall game and his toughness and what he brings to this team.
On the top of the key, that's short off the rim. Chicago trailing here. Hinrich passes to Dunleavy. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Heinrich's got 10.
That's purely a hustle play there. Getting to the offensive glass for the tip in, well done.
And that's, a quality you see any strong offensive rebounder possess. And we saw it right there.
Yeah, it's the anticipation more than anything. It's understanding where that ball is going before anybody else on the floor does.
DJ Augustine's checked in for Chicago. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That's his 4th personal foul. 3rd team foul.
And stolen by Ariza.
You know, that was all about anticipation. Just reading that play beautifully and coming away with the steal.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
And we've got a moment to see some numbers for Trevor Ariza. He's around 14 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. I'm sure he's happy with the way things have been going. Those are some nice, steady numbers.
Well, how could he be unhappy about him, Steve? I mean, he'd probably like to see just a little more of an uptick in him, just the same, but nothing to not be content about there.
And Beal kicks to Wall. Wall with another miss. The Bulls have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the 3rd. Augustine dishes to Noah. They get a hand on it. Outside Butler. Feeds it to Augustine. Here's Wall. Finished off the break. Wall's got 20 points.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Gortat with the block. Wall passes to Beal. Shoots. They get it back. And Gortat kicks to Ariza. Ariza with another miss. Shot by Wall. Wall with another miss.
Nobody anywhere close to him. Where's the defense? He's got to make that shot, though.
And Augustine kicks to Dunleavy. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
You know, Mike Dunleavy, the former number 3 overall pick back in 2002, you know, he hasn't been a star, but boy, has he been steady and productive in a very long and solid NBA career.
And Washington making a change here. Booker's checked in. And Dunleavy, very skilled at 6'9".
Yeah, he put up some pretty good numbers in Indiana for a while. He can pass, shoot, handle the ball. Son of a coach, of course, Mike Dunleavy Sr. And you can see where Dunleavy Jr. gets his understanding of the game.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Augustine from outside. Shot is no good. Now the Wizards take it the other way.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they chased down that pumpkin off this.
Well, you got to help out the team whenever you can, and this group of shooting guards have helped out on the glass for their respective teams this year. You look at Butler, one of the game's best, 2nd in the league.
You know, it's not easy to do what these players have done in that area, strictly because of positioning. Typically, as a 2-guard, you're going to be on the perimeter a lot more often than you will be inside.
Yeah, but for all of these guys, you can point to their quickness as well as their superb instincts as to why they wound up on the list. I mean, you've got to have that nose for the basketball.
Augustine. And it's off the back rim, no good.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Statistically, how does Trevor Ariza stack up? Let's take a look at some numbers here, guys. 12th in steals, and his 3-point field goal accuracy has been really impressive. He's ranked in the top 15.
And you know, Steve, going back to his steals, I mean, defense has really been at the core of his identity. I mean, he poses a lot of problems to whoever he's guarding, and that helps the team at the defensive end. Looking at the game Augustine's been having, he's got 10 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Going forward, I think it'd be a good idea to let him spend a little more time behind the arc. He looks like he has a nice touch from out there.
That is such good work to make this a 1-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Yeah, it's one thing to create a turnover, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, that's even better.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
6'11" big man out of Brazil. Nene has really good quickness and mobility for a player of his size. Maybe it's the soccer background. He's light-footed for a guy who goes well over 250 pounds. And and that helps him at both ends of the court.
Chicago making a switch here. Heinrich's checked in. And the basket by Webster. Webster's got the lead up to 6 now for the Wizards. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Washington.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And the other thing, guys, defensively, a great job of closing out and blocking shots.
And for Nene, he can bang inside and cover on the perimeter pretty well for a big guy.
Well, and offensively, I mean, his quickness makes him a pretty good roll man. And when he gets to the rim, he finishes strong with either hand.
Shot clock at 6. Heinrich from outside. The rebound by Booker. Booker's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Ariza. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Bulls trail by 5.
And no need to rush it. They can play for one shot.
And I think they should wait till about the 5-second mark to go for it.
Gibson with the screen on Miller. Butler on the wing. Lets the 3 fly. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Heinrich's got 4 assists in the game. And at the close of the... That concludes the 3rd quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Here's Heinrich. The forward combination of Dunleavy and Gibson. Heinrich is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Boozer in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
You know, to me, one reason why Carlos Boozer is such a valuable scorer is that he can hurt you in a multitude of ways inside. He can hit the rainbow jumper of his, and when he's back to the basket, can go over both shoulders very well.
And for Boozer, you remember the story. Growing up in Alaska, his dad tied his right hand to his waist so he'd have to develop his left, and that was something that he worked on even more when he went to Duke.
Well, yeah, his left hand is fantastic. I mean, that's his preferred hand when he's finishing around the rim. Right-handed jump shooter, but anything around the basket is usually his left. So he probably owes his dad a debt of gratitude for tying him up all the time.
That's one way to put it. For 3, Heinrich. That's good.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Gibson setting the pick for Heinrich. Butler on the wing to take the lead. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
That's now a dozen straight points coming off wide open three-pointers.
You know what it looks like to me out there, guys? I mean, it looks like All-Star Weekend out there. We know how much defense is played there. It's actually defense during the All-Star Weekend, no D.
Three-pointer, Heinrich. Good. Heinrich's got 19 points.
You can just see his confidence rising every time he knocks one down beyond the arc.
Here's Wall. No good with the triple. Chicago leading. Puts up a 3. A second chance effort. Gibson dishes to Heinrich. And it's blocked by Ariza. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
What a great battle these teams are waging today.
Yeah, you get the feeling, Steve, the game could swing on just 1 or 2 plays down the stretch.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. He told them, the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to loose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
Thanks again, Doris. Gord's out with a screen on Gibson. And Wall kicks to Beal. Lock at 6. And the rebound goes to Boozer. Boozer's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
Where was he going with that pass? That's just an awful turnover.
The Bulls making a switch here. Noah's checked in.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
That could have major consequences, Kevin. With this game still in question, it's really a tough time to lose it.
Andre Miller's checked in for John Wall. Stolen by Nene. Here's Ariza. Offensive rebound.
That's exactly how you win a rebound battle. Get good position and then use your strength to hold on to that position.
Here's Boozer. Noah, the pass to Boozer. Shot denied. And they'll keep possession. And stolen by Miller. And here we go. Washington fast break. Miller with the ball. Nene dishes to Miller. Beal from long range. That's good. And it's Miller with the assist. Miller's got 3 assists in the game. Now the feed to Dunley. Wing shot on the way. And right through it goes. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter. Butler against Beal. Takes a 3. Here's Gortat. Noah with the block. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. And Washington making a change here. Webster's checked in. Here's Webster. Ariza outside. Shoots. And another miss by Washington.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Heinrich with it. Now guarded by Gortat. Shots good by Boozer. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
You know, quite honestly, Kevin and Steve, I mean, this game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Well, then let's root for overtime. Why not?
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is over
Well, I just, you know what, Kev, come on, Kev, I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.